Hear this, my beloved, because this moment is not ordinary and not random. It is not just another sound passing by in your life. This very second, the breath you are taking right now, has been carefully planned and timed just for you. This is a divine meeting meant only for you, and my heart feels a quiet pain, not because of who you are, for you are pure at your core, but because of the long roads you have walked, the heavy seasons you have survived, the tiredness you carry deep inside, and tonight a strong and undeniable change begins within your sacred space, a real shift, a turning point, but you must stay with me fully present and focused until every word meant for you is released. Do not let your mind drift into distractions or pull away into the noise of the world, because if you leave too soon or let your attention fade, you will miss the exact help, the personal blessings, and the deep restoration that I have prepared only for you. So stay here, my precious one, stay in this holy moment, because I see your exhaustion, I see the weariness that wakes you before dawn when everything is quiet and your heart feels most exposed. I know the pain of promises that were never kept, dreams that faded, and hopes that were broken. I know the silent worries you carry about responsibilities, debts, and unseen pressures, the burdens you hide in the deepest corners of your life thinking no one notices. But what you are hearing now is not like any other sound. It comes straight from my eternal heart to the deepest part of your spirit, and your being here right now is not accidental. Every step you took, every breath you breathed, every moment of your journey led you to this exact truth at this exact time. This is not chance, this is my design for you. Nothing escapes my all-seeing eyes. I saw the tears you cried in secret when no one else was there, the quiet prayers you whispered late at night when sleep would not come and peace felt far away. I stood with you even when you could not feel me, when trust was broken, when loyalty was betrayed, and when you felt small, wounded, and deeply hurt. Every tear mattered to me. Not one was missed, not one pain ignored. I was there then and I am here now. You have felt invisible, as if your effort, your love, and your value were overlooked, as if you gave everything but only your mistakes were noticed, your small failures highlighted while your victories were ignored. And this has left marks on your heart, a weight you have carried alone, a sadness hidden behind a smile, guarded from the world. But I saw it all and I felt it all, so understand this deeply. I am always aware of you. I know your past, every struggle, every hard season, and I am ready right now to change your situation, to turn things around and begin something new for you. But before I reveal everything I have planned, I need your heart to be open to receive it. I need to know that you recognize these words as meant for you personally, spoken directly to you. And if your spirit feels this truth, acknowledge it. Let this moment be marked, because your life has had painful trials that made you question my love and my presence, seasons that shook your faith and made you feel abandoned. But I never left you, not even for a moment. When you felt alone and overwhelmed, I was holding you steady, protecting the light within you so it would not go out. I saw your public shame, the pain of broken relationships, the disbelief from those closest to you, and the moments you looked at yourself wondering who you had become, questioning if you were still the same person inside. And I watched as you thought about giving up, letting go of your dreams, your hopes, and everything that once mattered to you. And as these words continue to flow to you, let your heart stay open, because there is still a deeper reassurance meant just for you. I know you have wondered whether you truly matter in the bigger picture, whether your life makes a difference beyond the small circle you see each day. And I tell you now that your existence carries purpose even when it feels ordinary. The kindness you show, the patience you practice, the love you give quietly all ripple farther than you can imagine. Nothing you have done in love has been wasted, even when it was not returned, even when it was ignored. I have gathered every seed you planted, and in time they will bear fruit in ways that will surprise you. You are not small, you are not insignificant, and your presence in this world has weight and meaning. There were times you felt replaceable, as if your absence would not be noticed, but I noticed you every moment. I noticed when you stayed silent to keep peace, when you sacrificed your comfort for others, when you chose understanding instead of anger, and even when those choices cost you deeply, they shaped a strength within you that cannot be taken away. I know you feared becoming hardened by pain, feared losing your softness, but look at yourself now. You are still compassionate, still capable of love, still able to care deeply, and that is not weakness, that is courage, because it takes courage to remain open in a world that has hurt you. I am teaching you that you do not need to close your heart to be safe. You only need wisdom to know where to open it, and that wisdom is growing in you day by day. You will begin to sense when something is right and when something is not, without forcing answers or overthinking every step. Your intuition is being sharpened, your awareness deepened, and this will guide you gently but clearly. there is a steadiness coming into your life that will help you make decisions with peace instead of fear. You will no longer feel rushed to prove yourself or pressure to meet expectations that do not align with your truth. You are learning to move at a pace that honors your well-being, and this will protect you from burnout and regret. I know you once felt guilty for resting, for saying no, for choosing yourself, but those feelings will fade as you understand that caring for yourself allows you to give from fullness instead of emptiness. Rest is becoming part of your strength, not something you have to earn. And joy will begin to feel natural again instead of fragile. You will laugh without questioning how long it will last, you will enjoy moments without bracing for loss, and you will slowly learn to trust happiness. This does not mean pain will never visit again, but it does mean pain will no longer define you. You will move through challenges with greater balance, allowing emotions to pass without letting them control your identity. You are becoming emotionally free, not numb, but grounded, able to feel deeply without being overwhelmed. And this freedom will open new possibilities in your life. Relationships will feel healthier, conversations clearer, and connections more genuine. You will attract people who respect your boundaries and value your presence, and you will naturally distance yourself from what drains you without needing conflict or explanation. Peace will guide your choices, and clarity will follow. Remember this: whenever doubt tries to speak louder than truth, you are not broken, you are becoming whole. You are not lost, you are being guided. And you are not alone in this journey. I am with you in every step, in every breath, and in every quiet moment when you wonder what comes next, and what comes next will unfold in its time, gently, faithfully, and in ways that align with the strength, wisdom, and peace that are growing within you now. And as this message keeps unfolding, stay gentle with your heart, because what you are becoming is still forming, and growth does not rush itself. I know there were seasons when you felt pressure to be more, do more, fix everything quickly, and prove that you were not weak, but I am teaching you now that strength is not about forcing outcomes, it is about trusting the process even when it feels slow. You do not need to compete with time or compare your healing to anyone else's journey. Your path is unique, and the timing of your life has meaning. Even the pauses, even the detours, even the moments that felt wasted, nothing was wasted. Every experience added depth to you. Even the painful ones gave you understanding, empathy, an awareness that will serve you well in the days ahead. I know you still carry memories that sting, moments you wish you could rewrite, words you wish you had spoken or never heard. But those memories no longer have to control you. They can exist without defining you. They can remind you of how far you have come instead of pulling you back into pain. You are learning how to remember without reliving, how to reflect without reopening wounds, and this is a sign of true healing. There will be times when emotions rise unexpectedly, when something small triggers an old feeling, and you may wonder if you are truly healed, but understand this clearly: healing does not mean never feeling pain again. It means knowing how to move through it without losing yourself, and you are learning that now, step by step, moment by moment. I am giving you emotional strength that does not deny pain but does not let it rule you either. You are becoming more balanced, more grounded, and more honest with yourself. And that honesty will set you free. You no longer need to pretend you are fine when you are not, and you no longer need to stay stuck when you are ready to grow. I am inviting you into a life where you can feel deeply without drowning, where you can love without losing yourself, and where you can dream without fear of disappointment controlling you. You have spent so long in survival mode that peace may feel unfamiliar, even uncomfortable at times, but peace is not emptiness, it is safety, and you are learning how to live there, slowly, patiently, and with grace. There are dreams inside you that you buried because they felt too risky, too painful to hope for again. And I am gently bringing them back to the surface, not to overwhelm you, but to remind you that your future still holds possibility. You are allowed to want more, you are allowed to imagine a better life, and you are allowed to believe that good things can happen to you without being taken away. I am helping you rebuild your trust in joy, in connection, and in yourself. You will begin to notice that your inner voice is changing, becoming kinder, calmer, and more encouraging. The harsh self-criticism that once followed you will slowly fade, replaced by understanding and patience. You will stop punishing yourself for being human, and this shift will change everything. It will affect how you speak to others, how you respond to stress, and how you make decisions. You will choose from clarity instead of fear, from confidence instead of doubt, and from peace instead of urgency. I am also teaching you how to let go of what no longer aligns with who you are becoming. Some habits, some connections, some expectations will quietly fall away, not because they were bad, but because they no longer fit, and you do not need to hold on to them out of guilt or obligation. Release does not mean failure, it means growth. You are allowed to outgrow versions of yourself and chapters of your life, and doing so does not erase the value of what once was, it simply makes room for what comes next. You may notice that you need less validation, less approval, and less reassurance from others, because you are learning to trust your own inner guidance, and that guidance is being strengthened by wisdom gained through experience. You have learned what drains you and what nourishes you, what brings peace and what brings chaos, and this awareness will guide you well. There will still be challenges ahead, moments of uncertainty, and days when things do not go as planned, but you will face them differently now, with steadiness instead of panic, with hope instead of despair, and with faith instead of fear. You are no longer fragile in the way you once were, even when you feel tired, even when you feel unsure. There is a core strength within you that remains, and that strength comes from knowing you are not alone. You are supported, guided, and deeply cared for. I am walking with you into the future, not rushing you, not pushing you beyond your capacity, but encouraging you to take one honest step at a time, and each step you take will build confidence, clarity, and peace. Remember this whenever doubt tries to return. You are healing, you are growing, and you are becoming someone who can hold both strength and softness, courage and compassion, wisdom and humility, and this balance will shape a life that feels true, meaningful, and deeply aligned with who you were always meant to be. Stay present, stay open, and stay connected, because the story unfolding now is not about rushing toward an ending. It is about learning how to live fully, freely, and peacefully in each moment as it comes. And as you remain here with me, allow these words to continue washing over you, because there is still more your heart needs to hear. I know there were moments when you felt forgotten by time itself, when days blended together and progress felt invisible, when you wondered if all your effort was leading anywhere at all. But even in those slow and quiet seasons, I was shaping something deep within you, teaching you patience that does not break, endurance that does not harden your heart, and faith that survives without constant proof. You were learning how to stand when nothing around you made sense, and that kind of strength cannot be taught quickly. It is formed over time, through waiting, through uncertainty, and through choosing to keep going even when motivation fades. I know how often you asked for a sign, for clarity, for a clear direction, and sometimes all you received was silence, but that silence was not rejection, it was trust. I trusted you to keep walking even without seeing the full picture, and you did, even when it hurt, even when you were tired, and that matters more than you know, because it shows the depth of your character and the sincerity of your heart. There were days when you smiled for others while breaking inside, days when you carried responsibilities that felt heavier than you could manage, days when you felt you had to be strong because no one else would do it for you, and I saw every one of those moments. I saw the strength it took just to get out of bed, to show up, to keep your promises when your own spirit felt empty. And I want you to understand that strength does not always look loud or heroic. Sometimes it looks like quiet persistence, like choosing kindness when you feel wounded, like holding on when letting go would feel easier, and you have done that more times than you realize. I am proud of you for that, even when no one else noticed, even when you did not give yourself credit. The weight you carried shaped your compassion, the pain you endured softened your heart instead of hardening it, and that is rare and precious. You did not let bitterness define you. Even when you had every reason to, you did not allow anger to consume you. Even when injustice touched your life, and though you stumbled, though you questioned yourself, you kept returning to hope, even if it was fragile, even if it was quiet. That hope kept you alive in ways you may never fully see. I know you sometimes feel like you missed opportunities, like life moved forward without you, but nothing meant for you has passed you by. What is truly yours will arrive at the right time, when you are ready to receive it without fear, without losing yourself, and without shrinking to keep it. I am teaching you how to receive blessings without anxiety, how to enjoy good moments without waiting for them to end, how to trust happiness instead of questioning it. This is part of your healing too. Learning that joy can stay, that peace does not always disappear, and that good things are allowed to happen to you. You have spent so long bracing for loss that you forgot how to rest in safety, but now you are learning, slowly and gently, how to lower your guard, how to breathe freely, and how to live without constant defense. I am restoring your trust in life itself, not just in others, but in the flow of your own journey. You are becoming more grounded, more aware, more present, and this presence will change how you experience everything. You will notice small joys more clearly, feel gratitude more deeply, and respond to challenges with greater calm, not because problems disappear, but because you are no longer defined by them. Your identity is no longer rooted in what you survived, but in who you are becoming, and who you are becoming is someone wise, compassionate, resilient, and deeply connected to truth. There will be moments ahead when you are tempted to doubt this progress, when old fears whisper that nothing has really changed, but do not believe those voices. Growth often feels quiet, and healing does not always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it simply shows up as peace where panic once lived, clarity where confusion once ruled, and confidence where self-doubt once had power. You are changing in ways that will last, ways that cannot be undone by one bad day or one hard moment. I am giving you stability that comes from within, not from circumstances, and this stability will allow you to move forward without fear of losing yourself again. You will begin to trust your instincts, to honor your needs, and to choose paths that align with your values, not just your fears. The people who walk with you next will meet a version of you that is stronger and more whole, and you will no longer feel the need to prove your worth or explain your pain. Your presence will speak for itself, and your peace will become your protection. Remember this whenever doubt rises. You are not the same person you were. You have grown, you have healed, and you are still becoming. And I will continue to walk with you through every step ahead, steady and constant, guiding you when you feel unsure, supporting you when you feel tired, and reminding you of your worth whenever the world tries to make you forget it. This is your season of becoming, not rushed, not forced, but real, and everything unfolding now is leading you toward a life marked by peace, purpose, and a deeper understanding of who you truly are. And as this journey continues, I want you to know that your life still holds meaning far greater than what you have seen so far. There are moments ahead that will surprise you, connections that will feel safe, and opportunities that will remind you why you did not give up. I am guiding you toward people who see your heart and places where your effort will finally be valued. You will no longer have to shrink yourself to be accepted or explain your pain to be understood. Your presence will be enough, your voice will be heard, and your sincerity will be honored. The strength you gained in silence will now support you in visible ways. Doors will open that once felt impossible, and you will walk through them with humility and confidence, not because you are perfect, but because you are ready. The patience you learned will help you choose wisely, and the wisdom you gained will keep you grounded. You will feel more secure in who you are and less shaken by the opinions of others. I am restoring balance to your life, teaching you how to give without losing yourself and how to receive without fear. The peace growing within you will guide your decisions and guard your heart, and even when challenges appear, they will no longer define you or drain you as before. You will face them with a steadiness you once thought impossible. Remember this always: you are deeply loved, intentionally guided, and never overlooked, and the path ahead, though still unfolding, is filled with purpose, healing, and a quiet strength that will carry you forward one faithful step at a time. And as this journey continues, I want you to know that your life still holds meaning far greater than what you have seen so far. There are moments ahead that will surprise you, connections that will feel safe, and opportunities that will remind you why you did not give up. I am guiding you toward people who see your heart and places where your effort will finally be valued. You will no longer have to shrink yourself to be accepted or explain your pain to be understood. Your presence will be enough, your voice will be heard, and your sincerity will be honored. The strength you gained in silence will now support you in visible ways. Doors will open that once felt impossible, and you will walk through them with humility and confidence, not because you are perfect, but because you are ready. The patience you learned will help you choose wisely, and the wisdom you gained will keep you grounded. You will feel more secure in who you are and less shaken by the opinions of others. I am restoring balance to your life, teaching you how to give without losing yourself and how to receive without fear. The peace growing within you will guide your decisions and guard your heart, and even when challenges appear, they will no longer define you or drain you as before. You will face them with a steadiness you once thought impossible. Remember this always: you are deeply loved, intentionally guided, and never overlooked, and the path ahead, though still unfolding, is filled with purpose, healing, and a quiet strength that will carry you forward one faithful step at a time. And as this message continues, I want you to understand something deeply and clearly: you are not late, you are not behind, and you have not failed. The pace of your journey has been guided with care even when it felt slow and painful. Every pause, every waiting season, every delay had a purpose greater than you could see at the time. I was protecting your heart, strengthening your character, and teaching you how to stand firm without needing constant reassurance. I know how often you compared your life to others, wondering why their path seemed easier while yours felt heavy and uncertain. But their journey is not your measure, and your story is unfolding exactly as it should. There is a new confidence rising in you, not loud or proud, but steady and unshakable, a confidence rooted in truth, not approval. I am healing your sense of worth so you no longer depend on others to validate what I already placed inside you. You will begin to speak with more clarity, choose with more wisdom, and walk with greater peace. The fear of making the wrong move will loosen its grip because you will learn to trust yourself again, guided by my presence. Even if the path ahead is not fully clear, take the next step anyway, because light will meet you there, and each step forward will reveal the next. You are entering a season where your voice matters, your boundaries will be respected, and your heart will no longer feel constantly on guard. What once drained you will no longer have power over you, and what once confused you will begin to make sense. Remain faithful, remain open, and remain patient, because the transformation happening within you now is real, lasting, and leading you into a life marked by peace, strength, and quiet joy. And even now as you hear this, something is settling inside you, a quiet reassurance you have been longing for, because I am reaching into the places you thought were too damaged, too tired, or too far gone, and I am bringing life back to them. I know you have learned to survive by staying guarded, by expecting disappointment, by preparing your heart for loss before joy can arrive, but I am teaching you how to hope again without fear, how to trust without shame, and how to stand without carrying the weight of yesterday. The things that broke you did not destroy you, they shaped a strength you did not realize you had, and the tears you cried in secret became prayers that moved my heart. There is healing flowing into your thoughts, into your memories, into the parts of you that still ache when you remember what was taken from you. You will not always feel this heavy, you will not always question your value, and you will not always fight just to feel okay. I am lifting the burden slowly so you can walk again without collapsing. I am teaching you how to rest without guilt and how to move forward without fear. You are not weak for feeling tired, you are human and deeply loved. And as you keep walking with me, you will notice peace returning in small moments, strength rising in quiet ways, and confidence growing where doubt once lived. Stay open, stay patient, and stay connected, because what I am building in you now will last, and the future ahead of you will be steadier, brighter, and filled with meaning you once thought was lost. And as this message continues, I want you to understand something deeply and clearly. You are not late, you are not behind, and you have not failed. The pace of your journey has been guided with care even when it felt slow and painful. Every pause, every waiting season, every delay had a purpose greater than you could see at the time. I was protecting your heart, strengthening your character, and teaching you how to stand firm without needing constant reassurance. I know how often you compared your life to others, wondering why their path seemed easier while yours felt heavy and uncertain. But their journey is not your measure, and your story is unfolding exactly as it should. There is a new confidence rising in you, not loud or proud, but steady and unshakable, a confidence rooted in truth, not approval. I am healing your sense of worth so you no longer depend on others to validate what I already placed inside you. You will begin to speak with more clarity, choose with more wisdom, and walk with greater peace. The fear of making the wrong move will loosen its grip because you will learn to trust yourself again, guided by my presence. Even if the path ahead is not fully clear, take the next step anyway, because light will meet you there, and each step forward will reveal the next. You are entering a season where your voice matters, your boundaries will be respected, and your heart will no longer feel constantly on guard. What once drained you will no longer have power over you, and what once confused you will begin to make sense. Remain faithful, remain open, and remain patient, because the transformation happening within you now is real, lasting, and leading you into a life marked by peace, strength, and quiet joy. And as you continue to listen, let your heart be still, because I am not finished speaking. I know you have asked how much longer, how many more tests, how many more silent battles you must fight, and I have heard every one of those questions. I have seen the moments when your faith felt fragile, when you held on with tired hands, when even believing felt like work, yet you did not quit, and that alone shows the strength within you. I am about to breathe new clarity into your life. Confusion will not rule you, fear will not have the final word, and the heaviness that has followed you will begin to lift, step by step, day by day. I am restoring your confidence, rebuilding your trust, and renewing your sense of purpose. The losses you suffered will not define you, they will refine you, and the lessons learned in pain will become wisdom that guides you forward. There is growth coming from the very places that hurt the most, and you will look back and see that nothing was wasted. I am aligning things in your favor, opening the right doors at the right time, and bringing support from places you did not expect. You are not forgotten, you are not delayed, you are not broken beyond repair, you are being prepared. So stay close to me, keep your heart open, and do not lose hope now, because the season you are entering will reveal why you had to walk through the fire, and you will rise stronger, steadier, and more at peace than you have ever been before. And even in those moments when you felt completely empty, when you believed there was nothing left to give and no reason to keep going, I was still breathing strength into you, carrying you when you could not carry yourself, whispering life into your spirit even when your ears could not hear it. I saw the nights you sat in silence, staring into the dark, replaying your failures, questioning your worth, wondering why things turned out the way they did. And I know how heavy your heart became when answers did not come, when doors stayed closed, and when waiting felt unbearable. Yet I was working in ways you could not see, arranging paths, moving people, removing what would harm you, and protecting you from outcomes you never knew were coming. The delays were not punishments, they were protection. The closed doors were not rejection, they were redirection. And the silence you feared was not absence, it was preparation, because I was shaping you, strengthening your roots, and preparing you for what your heart has been praying for. I know you felt behind, as if others were moving forward while you stood still, but I was teaching you endurance, depth, and wisdom that cannot be gained in easy seasons. Do not believe the lie that your time has passed or that your story is over. This is not the end, this is the beginning of renewal. I am about to restore what was lost, heal what was broken, and revive what you thought was dead. Your tears have watered the ground for new growth, and your faith, even when weak, has not gone unnoticed. So lift your head, steady your heart, and trust me now more than ever, because what is coming will make sense of what you endured, and the pain you survived will soon give way to purpose, peace, and a future filled with hope. And as this message continues, I want you to understand something deeply and clearly. You are not late, you are not behind, and you have not failed. The pace of your journey has been guided with care even when it felt slow and painful. Every pause, every waiting season, every delay had a purpose greater than you could see at the time. I was protecting your heart, strengthening your character, and teaching you how to stand firm without needing constant reassurance. I know how often you compared your life to others, wondering why their path seemed easier while yours felt heavy and uncertain. But their journey is not your measure, and your story is unfolding exactly as it should. There is a new confidence rising in you, not loud or proud, but steady and unshakable, a confidence rooted in truth, not approval. I am healing your sense of worth so you no longer depend on others to validate what I already placed inside you. You will begin to speak with more clarity, choose with more wisdom, and walk with greater peace. The fear of making the wrong move will loosen its grip, because you will learn to trust yourself again, guided by my presence. Even if the path ahead is not fully clear, take the next step anyway, because light will meet you there, and each step forward will reveal the next. You are entering a season where your voice matters, your boundaries will be respected, and your heart will no longer feel constantly on guard. What once drained you will no longer have power over you, and what once confused you will begin to make sense. Remain faithful, remain open, and remain patient, because the transformation happening within you now is real, lasting, and leading you into a life marked by peace, strength, and quiet joy.